One of the neglected kinds of hunting in America these days seems to be tree squirrel hunting. It used to be the second most popular game animal in the US of A. People just don't seem to be interested. I think it is a great opportunity to both enjoy a nice, quiet, uncrowded hunt of your own, to introduce other potential hunters to the sport, and especially young people. A young person on his first squirrel hunt is just as exciting as his first deer hunt. It certainly was for me when I was a kid. We just loved to hunt squirrels, and a lot of it applies to deer hunting, especially whitetail hunting. You're in similar habitat. You need to be quiet. You can still hunt. You can call. You can stalk. You can do all those things. So get yourself a 22 rimfire and go on a classic all-American tree squirrel hunt. I think you'll enjoy it. Let's go. This is one of the most successful approaches, is to just sit in the woods in what looks to you like good squirrel habitat and very quietly watch and wait. It usually takes 10 to 15 minutes for the disturbed squirrels to come out again. And they'll often just lie flat on a limb when they're disturbed. But if you're quiet for that length of time, they'll start to creep out. They may start to bark at you and look over the limb. And sometimes you can call and they can come out. And there we have squirrel number one. Now we can just continue to sit here. Often more will come out, and if you don't get up and walk around, they don't get too spooked just from one shot. So make a clean shot, but if you do spook them, give them another 10-15 minutes. We already know there were two here, so that other one might come out now in short order. So I think we'll sit for a bit longer, see if we can't pick up another one. This is what's so special about squirrel hunting, or one of the things. On a beautiful day like this, it's just calm, warm, no mosquitoes, no rush, no hurry. You don't have to look for trophy antlers. You're not in competition with anyone. There's a pretty significant bag limit usually on squirrels, and you only need 2 or 3 to make a meal, and they are delicious, by the way. So it's just a time for a contemplative hunt is what I call it. I just enjoy doing it by myself, being out in beautiful woods like this and just spending time thinking, and all the things that you do when you're out by yourself in the wilds, appreciating the beauty, the color, the conformation of the trees. You hear the crows calling, and just observe life and relish the opportunity to enjoy your freedom, to think that we're able to be hunters, the same as our forefathers have been for thousands of years, and harvest from nature's abundance. It's just a great feeling of freedom to be able to do this, even if your game is just a small squirrel. Pull this going, and what I'm doing is I'm just moving through the cover looking for squirrels. What you need to do is watch ahead, 100 yards, 50 yards, somewhere in that range. You'll usually see them scampering up a tree or across some branches, kind of getting away from you. Often they'll be on the ground, but just watch up ahead for any kind of motion, and if you see some squirrels, then it's time to sit down and wait them out, or call, because you know you're close to one. He's probably just hiding on a limb up there. You just wait him out. So we'll just keep easing along, looking for him. Man, I love oaks. Oak trees are so gnarly. It's stimulate your imagination. Twisty, windy trunks that produce oak mast for deer and raccoons and squirrels and turkeys. Gotta love oak trees. Dinner. Fried squirrel. Yum.
Hi guys. Say when I was looking over this squirrel hunting video we were producing, I realized I forgot to tell you about the rifle. And I know this rifle is unusual enough that you're going to be asking questions. So here's what the deal is. This is a Kimber model 82 Kimber when they were in Clackamas, Oregon. And it was known as the Custom Match 22 long rifle. Whew, beautiful piece, obviously. It has French walnut. It's an upgrade. So it's kind of the top of the line. At the time, I was treating myself to the finest rifle that I'd ever owned. This was in the early 90s. And obviously, I've had it ever since. And it is, it's just kind of these one-holer rifles. So it's my squirrel rifle. And I take it out under good conditions. And just love to pick off squirrels with it, take my time, really enjoy myself, as I said in this video. But as you can see, it is a high-end 22 rifle. You don't see them like that, and it's a little bit unusual. You take the bolt out, and you see that it's locking with two lugs at the rear, like so many 22s do. So the bolt handle anchor or itself is one of the locking lugs, and then there's one on the other side right there. You can see that. And it has a rocker safety that flicks forward. Kind of sleek. You have the bolt release button on the side, much as you do with centerfire rifles. And it's just a pretty slick little system that's remarkably accurate. Love to shoot it. Now, I get my accuracy especially from these. Don't make these anymore, but back in the 90s, these were a hot item. The gold medal match Federal 22 cartridges. They've got the dimple in the center for more consistent ignition with the primer that's in the rim of the cartridge. They're only going around 1,000, 1,080 feet per second, as it says right here. Just a simple, smooth, round-nosed lead bullet, but the remarkable accuracy. That's all you need for small game hunting. So many 22 shooters want to get some kind of a Magnum, a mini mag, Velocitor, and all these different high velocity cartridges. And they're fun to play around with, but when you're squirrel hunting, you're probably taking most of your shots inside of 50 yards. And with 1,000 foot per second round like this and that kind of precision accuracy, you're making your headshots, and really that's all that you need. You drop those squirrels right and left. Now, the scope I'm using is a Loophole, and it is one with a variable adjustable focus. This is essentially a parallax adjustment. And I think that's essential on a 22 rimfire because you're not shooting most of your game at 100 yards and beyond, and that's where most big game scopes are set parallax free. So it's nice to be able to dial down to 25 yards or even 15 yards. This one dials down clear to 10. Well, that's meters, but essentially you're dialing down to 10 yards. Gives you a good, crisp, sharp view of your subject. So I highly recommend it. Loophole still offers it in their Freedom line. Yeah, if you're looking for a special 22 rifle, unfortunately, they don't make these anymore. But if you can find one on the used market, obviously, I would highly recommend it because it is one beautiful piece and it shoots as good as it looks.
Okay, for this Texas squirrel hunt, brought a Henry's lever action 22 mag. This is the ultimate squirrel gun. My two partners, Ron and Charles, they're under gun. They only have a 22. We're after some Texas size squirrels. For this, I got me a Vortex scope. I did a 6x18, but we're on, 18. We're wanting to do headshots, so if they're up in there 100 yards or so hiding in the limbs, It's going to be pretty precise shooting. Have an adjustable parallax so I can zero in good. Have a Quaker Boy squirrel call scolder. I really like it. Sounds good. So we ought to have a good time today.
You playing with squirrels instead of me.
No, I was thinking of going way out further to hit some fresh ground. What do you think?
Yeah.
Should I go down there?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
do that. You grab the rig. I'll go get it. And I'll do that.
Can't quite tell if that's him or not.
About right there.
Yeah, we got some meat now. We won't starve tonight.
There's a lot to be said for taking a rangefinder, even if you're hunting squirrels. Okay, we're shooting these 22s that are zeroed for 25 to 40 yards, and you've got a squirrel out there at 70 to 80. You know, you need to top of these trees. You take a tree that's 120 foot tall, and you're over here at 35, 40 yards. You have to be able to either judge it correctly through experience, or you have to have a rangefinder. And then, like if you're taking kids out there, especially, that's perfect to take them and teach those kind of things to them. It's like, okay, here's what 70 yards looks like. Totally different in the woods. What 70 yards looks like on a range, and when you're out here and you're in the trees and you're shooting through several trees to get over there, doesn't look the same. You know, 70 yards doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
To me, anyway.
No, you're dead right.
Okay, the first thing you have to do, or the first thing that I do with squirrels, is they are very, very muscular. There is almost zero body fat. So consequently, because they're exercising, climbing trees all day, their muscles are hard and they are tough. And you need to tenderize them. And the way we do that is we boil it. We just put it either in a pressure cooker, or we just simply boil it for a couple of hours until the meat is falling off the bone. And at that point, then I'll lightly fry them in avocado oil, season them to taste, and they should be primo.
What you got there, Charles?
Well, this is milk, a combination of milk and egg. And we're putting that on there, then we're going to take it from here, put it into the flour, and roll it in the flour, and then we're gonna fry it.
All right, fried squirrel.
See how it's gonna work out for us.
Sounds
That,
good.
and I'll make some gravy and some biscuits, homemade biscuits.
Yeah.
All right, they're getting a nice brown, little brown coating on them. And the deal is this, if we're gonna hunt them, we're gonna shoot them, we're gonna eat them.
Venison steaks, homemade biscuits,
Wine, or what's the deal?
squirrel.
I think we're all set.